Bumping the stump. Yeah, there's a stump field here and we're bumping the stump. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of spinnerbaits you can use, and they're all different, and they all have a little bit different characteristics. Take this one here, for example. It has a willow leaf tail on it as well as a caloadal blade, just a little one like that. It's made for really kind of spinning it across the top, just under the surface, or making it pretty fast, so the reaction strike is what you get. Some of these other ones we have like a double here. This has also a double, but it's double teardrop, which is a little bit bigger lure, slows it down, makes it rise for the same cranking speed, or rise in the water a little bit more. Very effective when you want to keep it up a little higher. Now here's one that's quite unique. This is called the undulator. And this bait, instead of spinning, what it does, it actually undulates. It goes up and down sort of in a fashion like this. Quite unique. And it holds really nice in the water. You can kind of control the depth by speed with little slower turns. We'll keep it a little bit deeper, and spinning it up a little bit, we'll bring it up, almost put it on the surface. Now they come in all sizes. You can get all the way up to, this is one of my musky baits, is a spinner. Big old hook, extension hook here, and two big caloadal type blades. Works really well. Again, it's solid, heavier metal, and so forth. Now, I want to give you one tip that really will help you on the water. Sometimes you're fishing and you're fishing over the top of the reeds. You know, maybe you're fishing in 8 or 9 feet of water and the reeds come up 6 feet, and you want to stay in that 3-foot range at the top. Well, sometimes it's pretty hard to do that unless you're really cranking that spinnerbait up so it will go over the top of the reeds. You just tick the top of the reeds. That's when you want to do it. But you don't want to go so fast sometimes that, you know, you're going by the fish, he looks at it, and boom, he goes right by it. But what you can do is take, especially on these safety pin type baits like this is here, you can bend that wider. When you bend that wider, you actually put more surface in the water. There's more resistance, so that bait will come up, and you'll be able to slow the bait down, yet still be on top of that reed edges right where you want. You can still tick the reed tops, but you're not going so fast that the fish may get them a little longer chance to look at it and catch it. Also, putting a trailer on your spinnerbait will also bring it up. Now remember, the opposite is true too. Let's say you want to fish deep water. You want to get the bait down there quick, that spinnerbait down there, and you want to fish it close to the bottom. One of the best things you can do is tighten it up. The same way, the opposite is true. Now we're putting less resistance in the water, and when that spinnerbait goes through the water, it will be less resistance on it, so it will go deeper. You can crank it in faster, and you can get an effective spot in fishing that spinnerbait from the bottom all the way to the top. And hit it fast enough, you can even go on the surface. There's a lot of baits. This is another buzz bait, very much of a spinnerbait. This is made for the top. This has a little clicker on it, makes a lot of noise, and as you can see with the breeze here, it picks it up, makes that noise right away. I know a lot of guys that would take this when they get a new one, they take it on the way to the fishing trip, they're hanging out the window, get this thing rattling loose, making all kinds of cranking noise, and that will help attract that bass to come up and smack it. Those are just a few. Using a spinnerbait is one of the best baits you can use. You want to learn the spinnerbait? Get out on the water with nothing but. Take your spinnerbait collection, and you'll find that you'll be able to fish the spinnerbait from the bottom, right off the bottom, all the way to the top, even on the surface. And you'll catch a lot more fish by understanding that spinnerbait. Hopefully this tip works for you. It always does for me. I love the spinnerbait. It's a great bait to use. Well, I got to get back, see if I can catch one. Bumping the stump. Yeah, there's a stump field here and we're bumping the stump.